Welcome. In this video, I'll let you know what it's really like to own a Gen 1 Rivian R1T, what repairs I've had to do, if it's worth buying one used, and if I do it again. Let's get into it. All right. I first saw concept photos and pictures of the R1T back in 2018, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It looked perfect. The design, everything looked perfect. Specs on paper looked amazing. And I thought, like, hey, if they come out with this truck and it's even remotely close to what it is supposed to be, what the specs advertised are supposed to be, then it would be a fabulous truck. Fast forward 7 years later, I had the opportunity to purchase a used one in Canada at the time in BC. There were PST exemptions on used EVs if you buy from a dealership. And I happened to find this at a dealership. I saved 7% tax, which is huge for the cost of these vehicles. It's a lot of money. I've put on just over 7,000 kilometers since I got it. It's been just over 6 months. And I normally only charge to 70% daily. We've done a couple of road trips, but that we've charged it past 70%. But just on a daily, charge it twice a week, roughly 70%, and that's it. I haven't really done anything to the truck except for adding a couple accessories. But the main thing that I did was when I first got it, I PPF the front. So we did a full front PPF wrap, which is the bumper, the hood, the fenders, and the mirrors. Shout out to John at J Wraps in Richmond for doing that. Did a fabulous job. It's great. Still holding up. It's awesome. The only repair that I've had to do, funny story actually, like the first time my wife took it to work, so she drives it the allotted 6 times a month because it's insured for pleasure use for me in BC. So she takes it to work 6 times a month. And her first time driving it was on a Friday. On her way home, she was behind a truck, I guess, or a rock just flew out the windshield and put a nice crack in it. It spiderwebbed right away. It was larger than the size of a loonie, so it was just too much for them to repair. Looking into that process, there's only 2 places. I called Rivian. They're the only ones that'll do it in the Lower Mainland. So you can take the Rivian Service Center in Richmond, or they have one body shop, Kermac Auto Center in Port Coquitlam. So I called Kermac up and talked to them, and the lady that answered the phone said, "Oh, actually, we don't do it anymore. We handed off the contract to our sister body shop, which was Reborn Auto in Port Coquitlam. They're literally right next to each other, so they're the same building, same sort of staff." So I chose to go through them. The reason why I went through Reborn instead of Rivian Service Center is that Rivian told me they don't deal directly with ICBC on the windshields, so I'd have to upfront that cost and then go after ICBC to get that money back. I just didn't feel like I wanted to do that process, so I opted to go with Reborn because they deal with ICBC directly. It took about 3 weeks to get a windshield in, 3 weeks to a month, and then they made the appointment from that. So genuine Rivian windshield. Rivian's the only one that has a glass for these, so there's no aftermarket parts yet. So that was all good. The other things, I did make a service. I had a couple of minor things that I wanted them to look at, and I just kept putting in service requests in the app, but never actually putting them through. So they were just sitting as drafts. And eventually I had enough that I wanted to just create a service ticket to get them to do it. So the hood, the first one was the hood alignment. The hood was slightly not aligned in the front left driver's side. So I wanted them to just align that hood. They took care of that. They aligned it. Next one was the clothing hooks on the back of the seat. I never noticed it when my buddy was sitting in the back and he was fiddling around with it, and it was just making a clicking noise every time he fiddled with it. So I asked them to look at that. The fix for that is they removed it and confirmed that the screw was not correctly installed, and they removed and replaced that hook. So they did that. It's now nice and tight. No more clicks. It's all good. Next one was the gear tunnel. The door on the driver's side wouldn't pop out, like, barely at all. It was enough to unlatch it, but it like millimeters, it would pop out. Like, it was barely moving at all. So you'd have to get your fingernails in there and like pull it down, and it just wasn't convenient. So I had them just adjust it. They just adjusted it. Now it pops out just, quarter inch or whatever it is, enough to grab it and pop it down. It's perfect. Auto wipers were working most of the time, but occasionally they'd fail, and in all modes. So it was either, low, medium, high, didn't matter. Occasionally they just wouldn't work. So they recalibrated those, and now they work just fine. The charging pad. So I had a Gen 1 charging pad. It was intermittent with iPhones, and that was something I had them look at or wanted them to look at. So they did that. They had a look at it. They replaced it with a Gen 2, so now it has the piece in the middle. It's better, but it still doesn't work properly with iPhones. With my Android, it works fine, so I'm okay. Wife doesn't like it. Then there was a clunking noise when pressing the accelerator or when regen was starting. So you just, if I would just push on the pedal, the initial clunk, there was a clunk, and then you let go of the pedal, it would start to regen. There was a clunk, so it would be a clunk, 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 clunk. And I showed this to them. I noted it to them. They were able to recreate the issue, and it looks like it was the half shafts. So they replaced both half shafts. And then that was my list of things, but proactively, there was some things on their list that had some recalls. So they did they tightened the hub knuckle fasteners on all 4 locations. So they did that. They cleaned the portable charger. So they asked me to bring my wall charger, and they cleaned the portable charger pins and installed 3 new seals on those. So that was good. Nice proactive thing they did there. And then they proactively replaced the 12-volt battery. So I have a new 12-volt battery there. And that's it. That's basically all I have had to do on this car in the 6.5 months that I've owned it. It's been a fairly good car. Would I do it again? Simply put, yes. It's by far the best vehicle I've ever owned. It's fast, it's practical, it's affordable, and affordable to drive, I should say. It's not very affordable to get into it, but it's affordable to drive. And yeah, it does everything I need it to do. It's definitely a jack of all trades. There's nothing that I can throw at it that it doesn't seem to be able to do. I haven't towed too much with it. I've towed just a little small utility trailer here and there, and it tows absolutely perfect. So yeah, that is it. I do not regret buying a used 2023 Gen 1 Rivian R1T. I don't think you can go wrong with these trucks. The Gen 1s are super awesome. They're great. So yeah, if you'd like to see a list of all my recommended R1T accessories, check out this video. Other than that, thank you and have a wonderful day.